Next, let's work on questions 7 through 12. In question 7, you only have one variable again, so we're just going to put together our negative 2 and 8/10 f plus 9/10 f. And here you get negative 1 and 9/10 f. Then you're going to put together a negative 12 minus 4, which is negative 16. So your simplified expression is negative 1 and 9/10 f minus 16. Next, let's look at number 8. Again, you only have one variable in this expression, and you're going to take negative 5 and 1/10 n, and you're going to subtract from that 3n, and you get negative 8 and 1/10 n. Then put together your constant terms. You have 3 and 2/10 plus 5, which makes 8 and 2/10. Now let's take a look at number 9. Let's see if, oh, it's not going to let me erase that. So the problem here says 2n plus 5 and 5/10 minus 9/10 n minus 8 plus 4 and 5/10 p. So there are two variables here that we have to deal with. So in the first variable, we're going to circle that, 2/10 n and negative 9/10 n. And we're going to put those two pieces together, and you get 1 and 1/10 n. Then we're going to box around the second variable, which in this case is p. But there's only one term with the letter p, so we simply just rewrite that as part of our final expression. And then last but not least, we have two constant terms, 5 and 5/10 minus 8. And what we get here is a negative 2 and 5/10. Now let's try number 10. Again, I see some fractions here, but the good news is that those fractions have a common denominator already. So I only see one variable, and that's what we're going to put together for those like terms. We have negative 2/5 j minus 4/5 j. So let me see if that'll erase. Yeah, that will. Okay. So minus 4/5 j, and you get a negative 6/5 j. Then you have a bunch of constant terms, 12 plus negative 4 plus 5. And here you end up getting 13. All right, two problems left to go on this page. We have number 11 and we have number 12, and they're both multiple choice questions. So I'd like for you to try number 11 and 12 and then come back and check your answer. Pause the video while you're working to give yourself time. All right, so I'd like for you to check question 11. So you had one variable, but two terms with that variable, so you're going to put those together. And then you have two constant terms that you're going to put together. And you should get negative 7v minus 1. And go ahead and check question 12. Again, with the fractions, don't panic because there already is a common denominator. So you simply need to do 2/3 minus 1/3, and you get 1/3 x. And then negative 3 plus negative 2 makes negative 5, or subtracting 5. The last question on this page has you simplifying an expression that has 5 terms. I see 2 different variables, and I also see constant. So simplify this expression and then come back and check your answer. Pause the video while you're working. And lastly on this page, let's check number 14. Notice that there is only one constant term and there's nothing to go with it, so that's why I don't have any computation with that. You do see the 2 variable terms here, two different variable terms here, and they both have something else to go with them. So that's why you have two variable terms and a constant term as part of your answer. And last, we have 3 questions left. I'd like for you to try questions 15 and 16 on your own, and then come back and check your answers before we go on to question 20. Pause the video while you're working and come back and check each answer. For question number 15, put your two terms together that have the y variable, negative 2y plus negative 8y, and you get negative 10y. Then put together your constant terms. 4 plus 6 2/10 makes 10 2/10. So your simplified expression on number 15 is negative 10y plus 10 2/10. And in number 16, notice again you have fractions, but they were nice to us and they gave us fractions with common denominators already. So we just had to simply compute the numerators. So 4/9 z minus 3/9 z minus 5/9 z literally means we're going to do 4 minus 3 minus 5. So don't worry about the denominator as long as it's the same on all 3 fractions. We just compute with the numerators. And 4 minus 3 minus 5 is a negative 4/9 z. Then you have your constant terms of 5 and negative 8, and you're going to put those two terms together to get negative 3. So your simplified expression is negative 4/9 z minus 3. So I put question number 20 as part of our work today because I wanted you to see that sometimes we can rewrite expressions and have the terms in different orders. So we're going to simplify on question 20 just like we did before. We're going to circle any variable terms that have a z on them, and we're going to put those together first. So negative 6z plus 3 5/10 z equals how much? You should get negative 2 5/10 z. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the answer options here. And I want to eliminate any of those choices that do not have a negative 2 5/10 z. So look at your first expression. Is that the same as negative 2 5/10 z? And the answer is no, which means this expression immediately gets eliminated. In the second expression, you see a negative 2 5/10 z. So we know so far that's a possible answer option. In the third answer option, I also see a negative 2 5/10 z. Again, another answer that could be an option. Same thing in the fourth answer choice. And in the fifth answer choice, they simply show that adding the opposite or adding it as a negative is the same as subtracting. So all of these are answer options. Now let's look at the second variable. The second variable is a plus 5y. So we've already eliminated the first answer option from our choices. Look at the other answer options. Is there anything else there that we can eliminate? So we see a plus 5y there in the second option. The third option also has plus 5y, but the third option does not. Is this the same? And the answer is no. So that fourth option down is also eliminated from the possible answer choices. In the fifth answer choice, you do have a positive 5y at the beginning, so that would be equivalent. Then the last thing you have are your constant terms. Negative 5 5/10 minus 2 5/10. And when you put those two terms together, you get negative 8. So that's my constant term. Do you see a negative 8 in the second answer option? The first one that's left, and the answer is yes. So this is a possible answer choice. In the third answer choice, I also see that negative 8, and it's what begins that expression. So the negative 8 is in front. That's also a possible answer choice. And in the very last answer choice, I also see that -8. So we have 3 possible ways here that you can see from those choices of writing an equivalent expression. It doesn't matter what order the terms are in, as long as the sign in front of that term matches the term itself. So since we knew that the z term had a -2 and 5/10, that means it's either a negative number or it needs to be shown as subtraction. Same thing with the constant terms. That 8 needs to either be shown as -8 or subtracting 8. And then, of course, our last term that had the 5 and the y in it did not get combined with anything because there was nothing that it had anything in common with. There were no other y terms. So we just had to verify that that 5y was positive or being added in those answer options. Now for the last part of your lesson 4-3, I want you to go get a copy, if you don't already have one, get a copy of the worksheet that goes with lesson 4-3. Those pages will be on the next 2 slides. The front side of your paper is called Build Mathematical Literacy. So you might see this abbreviated as BML 4-3. It's just shorthand for Build Mathematical Literacy. This paper is going to stay in your binder. Okay, so we're going to put keep in binder. But it is helpful if you have your name on it in case that paper gets lost. I can return it to you. So here in this mathematical literacy page, we're going to work on, again, that idea of simplifying the expression by answering a series of questions in a step-by-step manner. The first question asks us, what does it mean to simplify an expression? To simplify an expression, we need to combine like terms to shorten the expression. So when we're all finished, we should not have any like terms left. Question number 2, underline the expression in the problem. So there it is. I did that in red so that it would be easy to see. Question 3 says to complete the table to identify and organize the like terms and constant terms in the expression. So let's start with the like terms containing A. Okay, those terms I'm going to circle, and those terms go in those boxes. So the first term is 7a, and the second term that we see there says -9a. Now, we're going to do the same thing with like terms containing b. So again, I'm going to use my symbols here. I'm going to box those terms out. And I have a -2b, and I have plus 11b, so that's a positive one. And then last but not least, I have my constant terms, and I'm going to underline those. So I have a 3 and I have a 5. Those are my constant terms. The next question, number 4, asks, what operation will you perform on the terms in the table? Will this operation be performed on terms in the same row or the same column? So we are going to add the like terms, and those like terms appear in each column. Now remember that a column goes up and down. A row goes side to side. So a row would go horizontal and a column moves vertically. So we are going to add our like terms. Number 5. How will you know when you have completely solved the problem? That's a great question. What do you think? The problem is completely solved when there are no like terms remaining in the expression. The back side of your paper is called Additional Vocabulary Support 4-3. Now remember, we've done these papers before and we abbreviate that as AVS 4-3. I want you to try to complete the sentences using those 3 vocabulary words, and then at the bottom half of your page, circle whether the terms that are given to you are like terms or unlike terms. When you've finished, come back and check your answers before you go on to your assignment. Go ahead and check your vocabulary answers first. And go ahead and check your questions 4-7 about like or unlike terms. See me if you have questions. Now you're ready to go on and try some problems on your own.